Welcome to Healing Together, our journey through suicide and survival. I'm Dagmarie, a wife of a disabled veteran with invisible battles, a life coach, and a survivor of my own kind, because being the one who stays, who supports, who carries is its own kind of battle. In this series, I'm opening up about a deeply personal, raw journey, one I never expected to walk through, navigating my husband's multiple suicide attempts, dealing with the trauma as a wife, and learning how to heal together instead of falling apart. Today, we begin with where it all started, or at least when I knew something wasn't right. This is episode 1, When the Darkness Came. August 15th, 2024. I'll never forget that day. That's the day I went to my husband's therapist. Not because I wanted to interfere, but because my gut was screaming. Something was off. He wasn't himself. He was wandering, literally and emotionally. He seemed lost, disconnected. And when you live with someone day in and day out, you don't need a license to recognize something is wrong. I sat across from his therapist and told her something is off with my husband. I wasn't trying to diagnose him. I wasn't trying to play the expert. I told her, of course, I'm not a licensed mental health provider, but I have taken master's level counseling courses. And if there's one thing they teach you, it's how to notice the signs, how to listen with your eyes, your gut, and your heart. But instead of hearing me, she turned the tables. Suddenly, I was the problem. I was diagnosing him. I was overstepping. She labeled me with what she called mother-son syndrome, accusing me of treating my husband like a child. That moment, I broke something in me. Because the truth is, what people don't see is the private version of me. I'm outspoken. I speak my truth. I don't sugarcoat things. I'm the sour one. He's the sweet. I've always said we're the Sour Patch couple. He's gentle and soft-spoken. I'm the bold one, the direct one. And yet at home, I'm not the fighter people think I am. I'm submissive. I support him. I walk beside him quietly. I hold him in his darkest moments. And I knew something was wrong. But in that therapy session, I walked away feeling humiliated, helpless, impotent. Because if she wasn't listening, who would? That's when I found Wounded Warrior Project. They listened. They heard my heart as a wife. And they helped connect us with a local male counselor, someone my husband could relate to. But by then, it was too late. He was already deep in the darkness. October 2nd, 2024. I was inside our home, and I got this gut feeling, one of those inner alarms you can't explain. Something told me to step outside. And when I did, I saw him, my husband, reaching toward the swing in our yard. And I froze for a second like my soul left my body. Then I screamed. I yelled so loud I think the sky heard me. Because in that moment I realized he wasn't just lost, he was ready to leave. That was his first attempt. There would be 3 more after that, 2 of them resulting in back-to-back Baker acts. And every time I wondered, what if I hadn't walked outside? What if I hadn't screamed? What if God hadn't nudged me? But he did. And that's what I hold on to. Not the trauma, but the intervention. Because even when the darkness comes, God still shows up. Psalm 34:18, New International Version says, "The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit." That verse carried me through the ER visits, through the crisis calls, through the silent sobs on the bathroom floor. I didn't have all the answers, but I had faith and I had fight, not against my husband, but for him, even when the world misunderstood me, even when the therapist dismissed me, even when my husband couldn't see the light. I kept showing up. If you're in that place right now, if you're the spouse who knows something's off but feels unheard, I want to remind you of this. You don't need a degree to follow your gut. You are allowed to speak up even if they say you're overreacting. You are not crazy for caring deeply. Be persistent, be protective, be prayerful. And if you're the one struggling in silence, please let someone in. You are not alone. This is just the beginning of our story. Next week, I'll share what happened during the Baker Acts and how we faced the fallout behind closed doors. If this episode resonated with you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Leave a review and follow this journey of healing, faith, and fierce love. Together, we can break the silence. Together, we can heal. Together, we survive. You're listening to Healing Together, our journey through suicide and survival. I'm Dagmarie, and I'll meet you right here next episode.